Greetings everyone, welcome to my sketchbook. Well, I have a bunch of acrylic markers here, so why not use them for something? And I've been kind of on a little bit of an elf kick lately, so I think it'd be kind of fun to use these, make some kind of like blob blurry things, and then maybe add some detail to them after, and I think that could be kind of fun. So no real plan, but let's see if we can do something. All right, so I'm going to get this to lock in if I can. And I'm going to use, oh, that one. Did I use it before? My goodness, that took a little bit to open up. So I'm just going to make some kind of like blobs. And let's make this kind of like a peanut bodied, so this is just a peanut shape. And we'll go with like kind of long, thin arms. We'll be able to have some of the body and arms kind of interact with each other in different ways. So I guess this would be kind of a frog shape too. So that's like one, right? We could do another little buddy, and let's make sure that we have like fun little shorts on too. Short sleeves, sure. Make sure that we have the ears. Or do we want to go with bigger ears? Well, let's go with slightly bigger ears. And of course, a hat. I don't know who first decided that we need to have neat little hats like this. So that's simple. The next, let's have another elf. So we'll let that one dry. Let's go with one about here. So we'll make kind of another peanut-shaped body. But this one will give a little bit more of a belly. This one's holding the belly, but you can't see the hand. Short sleeve. Kind of a long nose, but not super long. Can't see the ears so great. Fun little hat. Awesome little shorts. See if I can kind of move that up a little bit. Sometimes when you're working with like shadows like this, you kind of figure out some shapes as you go, which I think is what I'm up to. This one here, we're saying no more. I cannot eat any more. When we have another one, let's say right about here. We'll have their head tip back. hat, of course. Nose up. So this one's laughing, let's say. And although I don't know if I've ever done this myself, I don't think I've ever really slapped my knees with laughter. That's what's going on here. I'll have another arm in the background. And they're really laughing. So that's kind of like rough shape stuff going on here. And for fun, let's have a candy cane right here. Oop, I did that off to one side. Maybe it's kind of like in a snowbank, or I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get there. So that was first, second, third, fourth. I'm going to put this acrylic marker away. And open up my inkwell here. And this should be kind of dry, although that paint kind of got a little lumpy there. Now we're going to add some detail to this. I have my pen. We'll dip it here. Now, see if we can figure out some detail to put in. So today is supposed to be kind of a really windy day eventually where I am. So hopefully all around people are not going to lose their decorations, which would be kind of sad because, you know, a great deal of effort gets put into that kind of stuff. Let's see, we're going to go with kind of a crown-like topper. And a little bit of detail here in the hat. Now, the type of collar that we want. Well, we'll do just kind of like a regular kind of collar. Make sure that the sleeve gets finished a little bit. Kind of unusual. What do they call these type of kind of onesie type things where it's kind of like shorts and shirt combined? There's a name for that, right? I'll think of it in a moment, I think. I really went with a long arm here, didn't I? I think these are called rompers. Maybe. We'll give him a little bit of a calf muscle there. All right. That's kind of one elf done, I think. Let's see what we got going on over here, since this was the second elf that we did. This is our tummy ache elf. Now, because we have, yeah, no, we'll just continue along with kind of the original concept as I did it. This one has a much shorter forearm. Actually, let's go with a longer kind of hand here. This one's a lot messier, but I kind of like it. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever tried to do like blob doodles. You get some paint or you get something that can make a little bit of a mess, and you just kind of flick it on a page, or you let it naturally drip, and then you try to make something from it. That's kind of fun to do. It's been a while since I've done something like that. That could be a fun thing to do at some point, but it takes a little while to get certain things to dry, and I know that this type of marker, acrylic marker, dries pretty fast. So let's look at the next one here. This one's laughing, slapping their knee. I'm going to have the eyes closed here. We're laughing so hard we're almost losing our hat. Now, for many people who are in school, today could be quite possibly your last day of school for the year. And congratulations on getting, well, to this point, which is pretty exciting for a lot of people. I think here I'm going to scribble out the hand. And which, it almost looks like I chose, well, let's go with this one then. This one has longer elf shoes here. That seems simple enough, kind of. Slight color. Okay. Candy cane. In a lump of something. Dip the pen. So I'm going to go with a thick line, a slightly thinner line, thick line for the stripes, you know. Kind of start the curve a little bit here. Okay. Now let's get a look at some of these very quickly again. I think those are kind of interesting. That one seems funny to me. Actually, I'm going to put the cover back on this other pen for a moment. Let's see. I'm going to use this blue for a moment. Let's see what that does on top of this clothing. Well, it doesn't really change a whole lot. Kind of absorbs and you can't really notice it as much. I'm leery about using this because I don't want to pollute the end of this marker. Well, let's try something somewhere. Let's see if that dries. Yeah, that should be okay. I was getting it on there a little bit, but I just wanted to fill in one of the rompers. Like romper room? Avoiding hitting the ink lines as much as possible too. Just a little bit on the shoes. Okay. Well, I don't mind that so much. It kind of lightens the thing up a little bit. In my mind, these are kind of more the storybook elves, I guess you could say. There's lots of different versions of the wee folk. There's like little fairies and imps. I like to draw those. Well, different versions of them. They're kind of fun. Sometimes they'd be working in the garden. I don't know how many of them still, build shoes or. I think you'd see like illustrations of days gone by where somebody would be using a hammer to make shoes. Well, cobbling like that doesn't really happen so much anymore. There are people that make custom shoes and they would cobble them together. Not sure the meaning behind cobbling, because I feel like if you cobble something, it is just putting something together. So it could be a pile of rocks that are flat, and they'd be cobblestone. I think that's possibly part of it. What else does cobbling do? There's cobbler, I guess, is some sort of version of like pie, like peach cobbler. So that's something, I think. Let's see what the end of this looks like. Okay. Try not to make too much of a mess here. And it's okay if I do. And why? As always, it's my sketchbook. It's okay if there's a mess in there. Not being super serious with this. Now I have red. And this can be kind of an overpowering color, I think. So I'm just going to use it sort of sparingly. Let's go with red on the larger stripes there. I think that makes it stand out a little bit more. As far as what I would like to do with these elves, well, I'm going to put a little red bead on the end of the hat. This part of the, I don't know if you want to call that a crown. I don't know if I want to go with red shoes or not. Why not? I kind of like the look of that. That's funny. Now, I suppose if I were extra crafty, I could have made stockings as well. But I don't have to worry about that. Let's go to this one over here with the tummy ache. don't want to get too much of the marker on the back of my hand, although it should be easy to clean. And a little red dot there. And for this one, I'm going to do the feet here first. So this could be a fun opportunity. I may even try to put some of those drawings together into a playlist of just like, some of the elves that I've drawn. So I'll go back and I'll look through. And that could be kind of a neat thing. So yeah, go get a look at some of the older drawings that I did. The doodles and whatnot. And if there's any of them that you'd like to see me explore in a different way. Okay. I think that should be it. Let us move this out just a little bit. So we have 3 elves. Yeah, we have this one here, just sort of, I don't know, being jovial. And we have this one here with a tummy ache. This one's laughing. And let's do like a little impact thing here. Do some movement. Like that. I don't think I need to add any more real detail to this. I think it's kind of fine on its own. I mean, I could put some shading in here, but I think that's the general idea of just something kind of fun. Even next to the candy cane is kind of neat too. No, I think that'll be it. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, come back again. We'll see if we can do something fun at some point. This weekend I'm doing a road trip thing, so you may not see any other videos for a couple of days, but that's all right. All right, folks, that is it. Ciao for now.